Hello, this is Sister Colton, and if you'll see here on the left column, we are studying Lesson 9, which is Self-Reliance. So I think it's neat because this month I teach the Beehives in Young Women's, and our topic for this month is Self-Reliance. So I think that might be telling me something that I need to work on this. But I'm excited to learn more about it this week and this month with my calling. It's something that I feel I know is important, and I know that there's a lot of different forms of self-reliance, so we'll talk about that. So if you'll come here, I just clicked on Lesson 9, Self-Reliance, and let's see if I can get it to go. Okay, so just a quick preview. Okay, the outcomes, or what we'll have accomplished by the end of the week, is understand the meaning of becoming self-reliant and apply those principles, so actually practicing being self-reliant. And then we'll have the study skill that we're working on is reading rate. So that's at how quickly and smoothly we read. One thing I want to read is by Sister Beck, a quote about self-reliance. We become self-reliant through obtaining sufficient knowledge, education, and literacy. And so I like that first part because that's each of you are obtaining education right now. So you're doing the first step of becoming self-reliant. Managing money and resources wisely, being spiritually strong, preparing for emergencies and eventualities. And I think that's something that I always tie that to self-reliance. That it's just being ready for emergencies, but there's more to it, but that is one component. And having physical health and social and emotional well-being. So not only being healthy physically, but also emotionally, mentally. And so we don't always think of that as being a form of self-reliance, but good health is a form of self-reliance. So, getting started, I just wanted to show you, if I can go into post gathering folder. I just want to walk through the application activity. I hope you guys are watching these because it will prevent a lot of questions or errors, mistakes that I see when I'm grading. So good job if you're watching this video and can hang in there with me. If you go to the application activity, it talks that there are 6 areas of self-reliance, so 6 different types of self-reliance. And we're going to study them this week, so they're all those. Spiritually, making sure that our testimony, we are strong and have our own spiritual strength. Education, which you're all working on. Health, you eat healthy and exercise and can sustain yourself. Employment, so being able to provide for you or your family. Home food storage, so if there was an emergency, are you self-sufficient and have the ability to provide? And then finances, making sure that you are maintaining your money in a way that you're being self-reliant and not having to rely and we know that with life things happen, and there are periods in your life where you may rely on others for help while you get back on your feet. And so I think our level of self-reliance can vary depending on our situation. You're going to pick one of those areas and decide is there one area that I need to improve on. For me, if I was looking at this honestly, I could probably say home food storage. It's an area sometimes I do really good at and sometimes I'm not keeping up on, and so that's an area I would say I need to improve on. But you look and see which one of those could you do better at. Then we've done this before, but we've set SMART goals. So you'll just set a SMART goal for how you'll be self-sufficient, self-reliant the next week. So after this week, you're going to work during Lesson 10 to be self-reliant in that area. Remember the different characteristics of a SMART goal. So if I'm trying to do one for food storage, I would probably work on a goal of by Saturday I will have purchased a certain amount of food to maintain us for a week. Or I will buy 72-hour kits, and each week for the month of November I will add stuff to it. Or every time I go to the grocery store for the next 6 months, I'll buy something to go into my food storage. So at the end of lesson 10 in your learning report, you'll record how it went. So make sure that this week you're working on, you set that goal, and then throughout lesson 10 you're working on that, so by the end of lesson 10 you can report how it went. Then the step 3, imagine yourself as you're in the future, and imagine that you are self-reliant in all those areas. And so you write a letter to your current self. So Sister Colton, I would write a letter to myself, Sister Colton now, and give myself counsel on how I can become self-reliant in that area of food storage. So I would download the template and type into that, and there are some things it tells you to make sure you include in that letter. So I'd say, Dear Sister Colton, I'm writing to you 15 years down the road. I am now self-reliant with my food storage, and here's how I did it. Say why it's important. I have learned that it's important because the benefits that I've experienced now that I've been self-reliant with my food storage, I have seen how and what different things have happened because I have become self-reliant. And then suggestions. Some things you might start with are this and this. Maybe make sure after the first year you do this, and give yourself some suggestions on where you can go to be self-reliant in that area. And then you'll, right here, like it says, write 2 to 3 sentences. So make sure you have at least 2. Okay, 2 sentences when you answer each of those questions. Which area did you choose? Anyway, we'll go through and ask you if you consider all those areas for your SMART goal, and you'll upload that. So I hope that helps you see where to go with this assignment, but let me know what other questions you have. The last thing, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Just some reminders to remember to do your discussion board, submit assignments on time. So if there's a glitch or something comes up, you're not having to go past the due date. Because I do deduct 5% for the first day. So if it's a 10-point assignment and you are 1 day late, I'll do 5% of 10. So that would be half a point. Okay. After that, it's 10% for every day. So maybe say it's 3 days late, it'd be the 5% and then for the first day, and then 10% and 10%. So it'd be 25% taken off. Hopefully that helps. And as you look at your grades, if you have assignments that are missing, email me and let me know. Maybe it was back in week 2 and you didn't realize you didn't submit it. Email me and we can see what we can do to figure it out. Okay, my English lesson. At this time, I'm going to turn myself off so you can watch. Okay, first, before I go into what I'm going to talk about, tenses, like past, present. One thing, this is my previous page. Okay, one thing I want to make sure you're aware of when you download those templates and type into them. Today is a, maybe I spell wrong, great day, and I like to be happy. Okay. Tomorrow I will. So if I look at this, I have these red underlines that tell me that there's a word spelled wrong. Okay, so I can look and see. Today is a great. Did I mean to do? Oh, I meant to do great day. And I do double click on my laptop. I think you could do right click or go up to the top of your screen where it has tools. You can't see it's cutting off with the screen, but spelling and grammar is the first one, depending on your computer. But like this one, and it's lick. I need to change that to like. I like to be happy. And it will even do, if I need to do a period there, it will even do grammar. Tomorrow I will go to the store, and I'm trying to get it to give me a green underline. I'm not happy when I leave. I don't know if I can do one where it does an underline, but it should do a green underline when you have wrong grammar to show you that it needs to be corrected. So make sure you're doing those quick, easy fixes before you submit your assignment. It saves, now that you're in college, trying to get an assignment that's polished and done well without spelling errors. And I have my capitals, okay, and I end my sentences with either a period or it could be a question mark or an exclamation point depending on my sentence. So now, tenses. This is a really hard, confusing part, so I want to make sure it's clear. I want to see if I can move the other way so you're only looking at one at a time. Singular, that means you're just talking about one thing, like I. First person, that's like the point of view, which was you're speaking. If I'm speaking, it's in first person. I am happy. I will go to church. I'm just talking about me, no one else. That's why it's singular, just one. Okay, one. I'm not talking about us or we or me and my sister. It's just I. So if I'm doing a verb, if it's right now happening, like right now I am happy. Or like this one's today. So it's in present tense because it's happening today. I am is my verb. So that's the verb. So these are your verbs. I am happy today. Okay, present tense. Past means it already happened. Maybe yesterday, maybe last night, maybe this morning, because it's now afternoon, maybe last month or when I was 1. So that's already in the past, so we use the verb was. I was. Like here. Yesterday, it's in the past, I was sad. I would not say, yesterday, I am sad, because that means it's happening right now, and yesterday is not right now. So not I am, it's I was sad. Future means it hasn't happened yet. Maybe it's going to happen tonight, tomorrow, next year, in January, next month. Okay, so that means it's already, so that gives us a clue. It's in the future, so I'm going to do I will. I will be going on a vacation. Or it could be tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will go to the store. Okay, it doesn't have, you don't always have to have the be. I will go to the store. Since I had to be there, I had to say I will be going. So those are how we would write a verb that comes after a singular first person noun. Does that, I hope this is not too confusing and more helpful than confusing. Third person means, let me actually, I'll scoot this back up so you can see the headings. Okay, so we're going to talk, it's still singular, still one, we're still talking about one person, but instead of first person, we're in third person. Okay, so that means I'm talking about someone else. He, which is a man, she, which is the girl, it, and then it will show me what my verb needs to be after those. So if it's happening right now, I would use the verb is. So if I'm talking about my husband, who is a man, right now, which means it's right now present tense, I'm going to use is. He, since it's my husband, he is sleeping. He actually does sleep a lot. He works nights, so during the day he sleeps. If we're talking about past, we use was. Like maybe last week, I'm still talking about him, maybe last week he was sick. I'm not talking about myself, and that's why I'm in third person. I'm talking about somebody else. Today, let's see if today means it's right now. So I'm going to use is. Today, he is better. If I'm talking about something tonight with him, tonight, he will be at work. So I use will be. Okay, he will be at work. Or maybe it's next Saturday, maybe I'm talking about my daughter, she will have a concert. So will. And so she's going to have a concert. And I could say she will be at her dance concert. But I'm talking about someone else, so that's why we're going to have different verbs that come after that person. After like she will, he will, he was, he is. Instead of I am, I was, I will be, I will. So I hope that's helpful, and I'm almost out of time, so I will put my screen back up. Okay, and with the last 10 seconds I have before my video cuts off, I hope this is helpful, and once again let me know if there is an English tip that you are wondering about and want my help. And have a wonderful week, and we'll talk to you next week.